Hey guys, Vertigo Electric here, and this video is meant to be a sort of tutorial slash introduction to Fangame the game, which is a game that I had spent years developing but ultimately never finished. And because I never finished, the tutorial is incomplete, and there are certain mechanics and some tips that I think new players, starting the game for the first time or a game like this, should know. The first thing you should know is, if you've ever heard of I Want to Be the Guy, this game is like that. It's heavily inspired by that. I was a big part of that community at the time when it was, really popular, and so I started making this game kind of in the wake of that. So it's going to be very, very difficult. There's going to be a lot of unfair traps and stuff like that. But the joy is getting past the traps and solving the puzzles and stuff is really rewarding. So first things first, when you start a new game, I highly suggest you go to options here and go to set the jump and fire keys. It's default Shift and Z, but I'm going to do Z for jumping and X for shooting. Jumping is very, very important in this game, and you don't get the gun until later on, so most people aren't even going to need a button for shooting. But hopefully you'll get that far, and you will need it. The next thing I'd recommend is go through the tutorial. It just goes through basic, shows you how to jump or whatever. I guess you don't have to as long as you're watching this video, because I'm going to go over a couple of really basic things too. So I'm going to start. Now I'm just going to start into I'm just going to put nonsense for my name there. Now this is another really important thing. Difficulty level. There's only two differences between the various difficulties. One, and the most important, is the number of saves, how frequently save points are going to appear throughout the levels. PANSY has the most, so I highly recommend that you play on PANSY so that you can get the most out of the game. A lot of people, when I designed this, a lot of people were used to this kind of a game, this kind of platformer, and so they can play on average, and in some rare cases they would try insane. But I highly recommend that you just try PANSY, just so you can experience as much of the game as possible without having to, redo huge portions of it. So I'm going to just pick PANSY. I'm going to start into the game. Alright, so this is where we start. And, oh yeah, that's right, I pressed Z. I was pressing Shift because I'm used to it. So Z is jump for me now. And you do have a double jump. So when you jump, you can press the jump key again, and you will jump again. Another thing to note is how long you hold down the key also determines the height of your jump. If you just barely tap it, you'll just do a tiny little hop. And if you hold it down, you'll jump up higher like that. So to get to some places, you're going to need to just kind of tap to get under certain low-hanging spikes or something. And in other cases, you're going to want to jump over great distances. Anyway, the other thing I want to show you about is this, see this green stuff here along the edge of the wall? You'll see this on the sides of walls and blocks, and those are vines. When you jump on them, you'll slide down. And what the purpose of these is to, you jump off of them, like this. You could jump off of these. It's like a wall jump. You can only do that on the vines. Now the way that works is you jump on and you hold down, while you're on the vine, you hold down the jump, whatever the jump key is. For me it's Z. And then you press your directional button away from the wall and you'll jump in that direction. So I held down, and that's kind of a spoiler right here. This moving guy, that he moves towards you when you look away from him, and that's how you get past that, but whatever, it's fine. So yeah, that's how that works. Your double jump is preserved when you jump off the vine only if you haven't used it when you've before landing on the vine, if that makes any sense. Anyway, enough about that. Those are just basic controls. Now I'm going to restart the game. I'm going to go here, and here's something I want to show you. Let me delete this. Here's something that was only meant for beta testers and stuff, but I'm going to show you so that you can have a way to practice and just kind of mess around. If you enter your name as TestRoom, capital T, capital R, it's case sensitive. Oh, you can't actually see that on the screen, but I've typed in TestRoom, capital T, capital R, no space, and then you enter that, you'll be taken to a special room that I design specifically for testing out various mechanics of the game. This room has all kinds of different elements and interactive objects and stuff that you can use, like these springs and these wall jumpers and stuff like that. So in here you can kind of fool around and get the hang of different types of mechanics and stuff. In here I've got different types of platforms and things. I don't think I've used the not everything in here is used in the game because I never got that far in development, which is a real shame. But anyway, so that's about all I have to show you guys. I hope this video wasn't too long and boring, but I thought it would be kind of important. So if you guys want to make a video of you playing this game, I would love to see that. It's so much fun to watch people play the game. And if you have any more questions, you can contact me on Steam. My name is Vertigo Electric on there. Let's see, Vert Plays Games on YouTube. I think I'm Vertigo Electric on Game Jolt. I'll double check that real quick. Yeah, I am. There's a number of different ways to get a hold of me. So just let me know if you have any questions, and thanks for watching this video, and enjoy the game. There are lots and lots of rooms. I think most people only get about 2 or 3 rooms, 2 or 3 screens into the game, and there's over 60, which is comprised of a number of different levels and a couple bosses and stuff. So there's a lot to see. Hopefully you can survive it. All right. Oh, one last thing. Since the game's not done, obviously you'll just end up eventually, if you get through everything, and I'll be impressed if you do. If you get through everything, you'll get to a wall of blocks that say end of beta. When you see that, that means that there's nothing farther than that. So yeah, if you get that far, send me a screenshot, and I would definitely like to see that. Alright guys, have a great day. I'll see you later.